And here we go again. Here we go again. You guys ever seen Groundhog Day? That's our life of hunting. Walk in the woods a million times. And the only person that sees any deer is that guy. I'm cursed.
You're cursed, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity to do it.
Listen to him. Mr. Brightside. I got nothing else. No hot topics today. No hot topics to discuss today.
Burn down the hot topic.
I wish I was 30 again. Because you know what I would do if I was 30 again? I would just go out there and walk around for 3 straight hours. But I'm not that young anymore. You know, I think our buddy Ed posted something on the Finger Lake Deer Hunter page. That's over in New York, by the way. Out that way, New Jersey, New York, something. I think it's
New York.
Yeah, New York.
State of, not city.
Yeah, let's
not to
be a little more specific about that. But it was like, it had a picture of a guy sitting in a tree stand, and he's like, oh, when I was younger. I don't even think it said when I was younger. I think it said something along the lines.
I just posted that.
Huh? You just did? You shared it?
Little Debbie treat.
Yeah. Well, you start out. Yeah, you start out sitting in a tree stand and roughnecking it.
10 degrees.
Yeah.
You're up in a tree stand.
The next thing you know, there you are.
It's
in
30
a pop-up
degrees.
line.
You're in a pop-up with a heater eating Little Debbie treats.
Yep. There you go. I try to stay fit, but the hands of time. Nothing fucks you worse than time. That's from Game of Thrones. In case you didn't know that. One of my favorite quotes.
Yeah. Wait till 20 years from now.
I'd be saying the same thing.
It'd have a lot more meaning to it 20 years from now.
If I make 20 years is a long time away, bro. Brah.
That's just a minute. It's just a second.
Listen to this guy.
TikTok applesauce.
Just a minute. Dirt road. Goodbye.
It's like, all right, well, what I started thinking was, that's, if you're still thinking, you know, that from the pop-up that up the hill and from the ladder stand up the hill and then coming down the hill towards it, but the predominant wind goes up the hill, so you need to be on the other side of whatever it is that you think they're going to come out down at. And today we were just right on where they were coming down at. We weren't. So like, had you been, so okay, so had you sat, remember how when I was like, okay, so we're right here, but you can see as far as that turn right there, where the 2-track turns. If you'd have sat over there, see, your wind would have been, if I weren't there, if you'd have sat over there, you would have been looking all up and down the hill and like facing the berm. Like if you'd have sit at the other end of it, face there, and then that wind, then you'd have seen them coming. Well, except that it was heading south, and I don't know if the other one was going south. But again, you may have, like I said, when you see one, always you're like, okay, where's the doe? Where's the one that they've been traveling together? Usually, it's the yearling doe and the doe, and it's the button buck who runs around on his own.
Yep, that's basically, yeah, I got to see some deer tonight, so that was a good thing. And it's like, at first, you know, you're like, I don't know what the hell's moving over there. And then I'm like, oh, that could be a deer. And then I'm like, oh, that is a deer. And it was heading like right towards you, but then it must have caught the wind draft, and it didn't freak out. So I didn't think that it was. I didn't think it was like they got a. It's not like they sent it. They're just like, something smells just a little bit different, and that's that guy's camper.
I'm like, is that like coming at us? No, that's just his.
And so then I kind of lost track of it, and that's when I text you. I think I says it's coming towards you, and then all of a sudden I see a deer going the other way, and I'm like, well, what the hell is that? So then I couldn't tell which deer was which deer until the little one, crossed the ORV trail. When that little one crossed the ORV trail, I'm like, okay, that one's done and out of the way. So whatever that other thing is moving is another deer. And I kind of looked at it, and it was a little bit bigger, but not much bigger. And I was trying to watch it with my binoculars, but then I think that one got my scent trail. And it, all of a sudden, you know, its head goes up, starts sniffing the air, it's looking around, and then it was staring right at me. And I'm like, okay, well, we're just gonna...
You were looking at it with the binoculars?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna set my binoculars on my chest, put my hands covering the binoculars, did it real slow, and I could see it still with my eyes. And I'm like, oh, there's his nose still up in the air, and then he kind of like gave up on it, and he turned and started to follow the other one, gave it a tail flick, and he was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna mosey on out of here. So neither one of them were spooked. Neither one of them were like, oh, there's something here and we got to get out of here. There was no stomp in the ground, no nothing. And it could have been that, you know, we were back there walking around yesterday right where they were at. So it could have been old scent that they picked up or whatever the case may be. But it's a thick area, and there's a couple of spots that I have a shooting lane that I might be able to shoot 70 yards. Most of it is like 40-50 yards. Anyways, so
what do I know? That's
my story. Then I sat there the rest of the night going, okay, now where's the buck? When's the buck coming through? Where's the buck? And nothing. So they're hanging out. We're definitely hanging out in that area, and they're coming in from different directions, but it's just a matter of trying to figure out where you could get a good field of view that covers multiple runs. And I don't know, maybe we'll take a look tomorrow. We'll have to see. I don't know what the weather's gonna do, but we are gonna go, and we're gonna have some cowboy stew, which is baked beans.
That's bigger.
Home style made, my mom's favorite recipe, my mom's special recipe, with hot dogs in it and hamburger in it, and you grab yourself a big hunk of bread and you do some dipping and some eating, and it's good.
Dipping, eating, and sopping, that stuff.